Shalom Akim. First and foremost, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. The honors under the elders of Apostle Great Millstone. The elders Great Millstone in a course. Peace and blessings under the hopeful elect. The sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, serve him in truth and sincerity. Yes, from the brother Chayaba from GMS Plain Tables Camp, coming back with another lesson to his spirit. Yeah, so this lesson be based off this article from TheGuardian.com. It says, stockpile 72 hours of supplies in case of disaster or attack. EU tells citizens. Yeah, this all pretty much over. If you check in the news, this is pretty popular. It's on multiple news websites. And what, again, so, we understand how we are at the end times. And, this isn't just being said for no reason. It says, people in the EU are being advised to stockpile enough food, water, and essentials for 72 hours as part of a European strategy that aims to increase readiness for catastrophic floods and fires, pandemics, and military attacks. Yes, as outlining its first preparedness strategy, the European Commission said it wanted to encourage citizens to take proactive measures to prepare for crises, such as developing household emergency plans and stockpiling essential supplies. It says the strategy was partly inspired by plans in Germany and the Nordic countries, which have distributed public information pamphlets and devised apps advising people what to do in the event of a military attack or other national crisis. Yeah, pretty much we're at the point where anything can happen at any moment. We understand how we are at the end days and how the Lord, the world that ignorantly calls God and Jesus, he's coming back. Or, of course, the Messiah, which his true name is Yahushua, according to ancient Paleo Hebrew, he will come back to judge, to destroy the wicked, to destroy the rulership, their power, and to deliver his people, the Israelites. Starting with his elect of the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord's coming back to deliver his elect of the nation of Israel. The Israelites, being the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and of course our people have been scattered amongst the other nations. So our people will be coming, coming with the appearance of the other nations. A lot of our people, because our people have been scattered. But the point is that before Yahushua comes back, it's going to be a lot of things happening in the earth already. As the scriptures say, a fire will be kindled in the earth. Pretty much, once Yahushua comes back, a fire will be already kindled in the earth, meaning things will be happening, things will be popping off. We can get that. And Yahushua went into what will be happening. It says, Matthew chapter 24 and 4, it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come on my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Yeah, many false prophets, many false teachers, teaching false doctrines. To lead you onto the broad gate that leadeth unto destruction. The broad way, or the broad gate that leadeth unto destruction. So it says, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, of course, we're in that period right now where wars, rumors of wars are happening. But, it's not like just because, there's a Russian-Ukraine war that pretty much World War III is going to pop off tomorrow, and then a nuclear war will start, and then Yahushua will make his return. And no, ultimately, there's still things that need to happen. We're still waiting for the implementation of the mark of the beast. Once that happens, then that's when the climax of the World War III and just the nuclear destruction, that's when it can take place. But First, what the MOTB needs to be mandated according to prophecy first, before the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. It says, by the way, what that's in the scriptures. Scriptures, countless scriptures that go into the destruction of Babylon the Great, again, which is America. That's a modern day Babylon. Babylon the Great, it says. Yeah, it says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nations, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, so we already know that things will happen. And no amount of stockpiling, or doesn't matter how much doomsday prepping you do. Hey, you can't. Well, ultimately, you won't be able to save yourself, especially if you're in America. Having 2 tons of doomsday prepping is not going to save you from that nuclear destruction. If you're a heathen and you're here, you're going to be destroyed. If you're 2/3 Israelite, you're going to be destroyed. Only the 1/3 of the nation of Israel within America will be saved. 1/3 of Israelites. Of course, that's what his brothers hope to be a part of. But the point is that only Yahweh Shemi Shai will be able to deliver you. You might be able to you might be able to stockpile, I don't know what, 6 months of food, but somebody comes in and raids your house and kills you and takes you, or pretty much takes what you got, showing you that what you're stockpiling, your prepping can't deliver you, your weapons can't deliver you, because hey, guns jam, and what people have, you might have this and that, but hey, somebody always has something greater in the flesh, especially Esau. That's why we're going to need divine intervention. We're going to need something that surpasses the things of the flesh. For, of course, us servants of Yahweh Shemi Shai. That's our hope. Our hope is in the carnal things, the fleshly things. Our hope is in the things not seen. So it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Exactly. So linking up to Matthew chapter 24, all these things will happen. And we're at that point, man. Beginning of wars, beginning of sorrows and great mournings, beginning of famine and great death. Why? Because all of it's happening, but it's on a small scale compared to how it's going to get very, very soon. And hey, it's not going to take long for what these things to pop off. As we understand, we're, of course, Nero is in office. Trump, which is, Trump is in office, which is Nero in reincarnation. He's in office, so he's making a lot of things happen. And that's exactly what we want, because we understand that these things need to happen in order for the prophecies to advance and for Yahweh Shai to make his return. All of these things need to take place. So it says, and the proud shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, meaning Yahweh Shemi Shai is the one who sends these things. Scourges for amendment, for correction, for judgment. Yahweh Shemi Shai puts these these things upon earth, these judgments, famine, plague, tribulation, anguish. It's to judge the wicked. And ultimately, Yahweh Shemi Shai will preserve the elect pretty much within these times. That's what his brothers hope to be a part of. It says, for all these things, they will not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And ultimately, most people will understand that it's Yahweh Shemi Shai putting these things out. letting these things happen, or really putting these things on the earth to happen to judge the wicked. Even though it's clear, the prophets are out here, we're breaking it down out there on the streets, uploading these lessons. You got videos going out every day amongst the brotherhood, man. But ultimately, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they won't repent, even though the message is out there. The Lord's telling really all Israel to repent, which it won't happen. But the point is that the Lord has his message go out there, so that there's no excuse. The scriptures say, "So for why shall ye die, O ye house of Israel?" But of course, we understand Yahweh Shem Yahshua set up where not all Israelites will be saved. Only the elect will be saved. Only the predestined will be saved. There's a predestined to be delivered, and there's the predestined to be destroyed. So ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he doesn't want all Israel to repent, because he that's how he set it up. He only wants the elect to repent back onto him. That's why he gives them the spirit to do so. So it says, verse 21 of 2 chapter 16, "Behold, victuals shall be so good sheep upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." And that's the point. Especially when there's that great, because again, things will get bad, but especially when there's that great reset, and people think pretty much when Esau mandates the MOTB, and as it says in Revelation chapter 13, you can start at verse 15 on down. Well, once Esau mandates it, he's gonna present that as a reset and as the escape, but Yahweh Shem Yahshua will only increase, the trials and tribulation, man. And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua will only increase the fire. So it's not going to go well for anybody who takes the MOTB, because ultimately you're going to receive destruction. Or if you're still here in Babylon and Great, you're going to receive destruction. If you don't already die before, pretty much, because again, it's gonna get, we're talking about the Purge, these movies that go into that. So I believe that's the point. The point is that it says, stockpile 72 hours of supplies in case of disaster or attack EU tell citizens. So anything can happen at any moment. That's why it's important for us brothers, and of course, sisters out there, to be in the right spirit, doing what you have to do for Yahweh Shem Yahshua and to please him and to do his will. Of course, in 100% truth and sincerity, according to how the scriptures command us to do so. So, Lord's way, brothers, that edified, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Shalom.